welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd Family part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. If you jump on here live here on this Wednesday evening, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Make sure to give the video a like, a thumbs up if you have not yet subscribed. Please do so and share the video on all social media platforms. It is a Wednesday, so of course it's a weekly top 10 countdown. Good evening, Kevron. Glad to have you here as always. So tonight will be a short video like all of my top 10 countdown videos. And either last week or 2 weeks ago, I want to say last week, but it might have been 2 weeks ago, I did a top 10 countdown on the worst 10 Halloween candies, the 10 candies that kids do not want. So I figure since I did that, it's time to do the top 10 most popular Halloween candies. Now, number 10 is Haribo Gold Bears. Now, maybe I'm weird and strange, but I'm not a big fan of gummy bears to begin with. But if I'm going to eat them, it's not going to be the Haribo ones. I know, obviously, not just because of this countdown, but just based on overall numbers from weekly sales and yearly sales, the Haribo gummy bears are very popular, but I just don't like them. To me, they have no flavor. All the colors taste the same, and you chew on them and 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 feel like if you swallow them, you're going to choke because you just can't chew them. Hey there, Harley. Glad to have you here on this Wednesday evening. Number 9 is Twix. Number 8, Milky Way. Number 7, Hershey's Milk Chocolate. And number 6, Sour Patch Kids. Again, 10 through 6 is Haribo Gold Bears, Twix, Milky Way, Hershey's Milk Chocolate, and Sour Patch Kids. And I will say, thank you, Harley. I greatly appreciate that. Thank you for subscribing and liking the video. Make sure you tell your friends, tell your family about the channel. Tonight I'm doing a top 10 countdown, but I also talk football, baseball, basketball, wrestling, and NASCAR. But tonight's top 10 countdown is about Halloween candy, but I try to do a top 10 countdown every week. And sometimes they're about restaurants, holidays. Sometimes they're about sports, but I've talked movies, music. You just never know about top 10 countdowns. But Harley, the good thing about being 5 is that I can't help what people put in the comment section. But me personally, you'll never hear me use foul language. You'll never hear me cuss. So you found a good channel to come to. And thank you for being here. Hey there, Vernon. Hey there, Tino. Glad to have y'all here. But I was showing my wife this list earlier. My wife said, I don't like Milky Way. I didn't think there was anybody that didn't like Milky Ways. Thank you, Anime. I appreciate that. Number 5 is Snickers. My wife also said she didn't like Snickers. I thought every human being in the world liked Snickers. Number 4, Kit Kat. Number 3, M&M's. Number 2 is peanut M&M's. And number 1 is Reese's peanut butter cups. So you have M&M's and then peanut M&M's. Me personally, I like the plain kind better than the peanut kind. But I don't think it shocks anybody to know that the number 1 Halloween candy is Reese's peanut butter cups. Those things are popular any day and every day. If there's anybody that doesn't like those things, they need to go have their medulla checked. But now, this list comes to us from Instacart, and it was from 1 year ago, and it was the top 10 best-selling candies in October of last year, which they correlate that to Halloween time, since Halloween is in October. They're thinking people are buying these candies either for themselves or to dish out to family and friends trick or treating for Halloween. So that's the correlation to October. And hey there, I'm gonna hope that's Goody Woody. If I pronounce it wrong, I apologize, but glad to have you here. And I believe it's your first time here on the channel. If it is, whatever reason made you stop by the channel tonight, thank you for being here. And make sure you tell your friends, tell your family about the channel. And tonight with the top 10 countdown. So kind of a short video, but Goody Woody. Usually I'm talking either football, college and pro, baseball, college and pro, basketball, college and pro, or wrestling or racing. And hey there, Taco. Glad to have you here. And Taco, I think it's the first time I've seen your name in the comments section. If it is your first time being here, whatever reason made you stop by the channel tonight, thank you for doing that. And actually, Goody Woody, I only actually referee independent professional wrestling, but the channel is called Ref Brandon because I've been doing that for 18 years. But now I did back in 20, I think 11 or 2010, 2011, I think. I umpired Little League Baseball for 1 year. But outside of that, the only sport that I ref is professional wrestling. But I do try to follow all major sports. But football, baseball, and basketball and NASCAR are the four major sports that I talk about because that's the four that pretty much everybody watches at least one or two of those. But I have did top 10 countdowns about, I know I did one on golf, one on tennis, one on boxing, and I think I did one on soccer too, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I try to just talk those. And lowercase, it's glad to have you here. And I get asked this question all the time, lowercase, and the NFL is really the only sport where I do not have a team. See you later, Goody Woody. Please come back some other time. In every other sport, I have a team that I follow. For whatever reason, in the NFL, I've just never had a favorite team. So I just watch it for the love of the game, for the love of football, without ever having a dog in the fight. But I need to find one because I get asked that question probably at least once a week here on the channel, and probably once a week, meeting somebody in person as well, getting asked the same thing. So I need to find one so that I can follow that team and talk about that team. But I've just never had NFL team. I've got a college team. I've got an NBA team. I've got a Major League Baseball team. I've got a NASCAR driver. And for whatever reason, I've just never had an NFL team. I don't know why. I can't explain it. There's just never been one that I've just latched onto. So I've just spent 30 years of watching it for the love of football without ever caring who wins or loses any game. Now, generally, when I watch a game, I'll decide before it starts who I'm pulling for in that particular game, because to me it makes the game better when you're rooting for somebody. But overall, in the totality of the sport, I don't have a team. So I do need to find one. But lowercase, you'd be surprised how often I get asked that question. I guess it's because I talk NFL so much, and the fact that in not just NFL, but when I talk NBA, when I talk Major League Baseball, unless you know what team I root for, you can't tell because I'm not a homer. Hey there, Heidi. Glad to have you here. I give honest opinions in every sport I talk about with every team, whether I like somebody or not. Even as a Clemson fan, you can look at my background, look at my clothes, and tell I'm a Clemson fan. But this is not a Clemson channel, so I don't come on here and pump pom poms about Clemson. I just don't do that. I do several college videos about college football or basketball where Clemson never even gets brought up. And people still get on here and ask me, are you a Clemson fan? Which to me is good because that shows that my team colors aren't shining and people can tell that I'm giving my honest opinions based on what I think, not based on who I'm rooting for. I'll probably won't be a Giants fan, lowercase. It's not that I'm a Giants hater. To me, the Giants are just too plain. You know, their logo just is an N and a Y. They just spell Giants. Their colors are basically blue. They're just a plain Jane team. There's nothing about them that's appealing. But they're a little bit better than the Jets. I mean, the Jets are awful. But the Giants have been bad for a long time, and everybody blamed Daniel Jones. And Daniel Jones goes to the Colts, and they're 7-1. So, you know, I don't think Daniel Jones was the problem after all. But any thoughts on tonight's top 10 countdown? Please feel free to let me know. And Vernon, I have no idea why you're wanting to smack talk a 5-year-old kid. Let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. I was drinking my chocolate milk on a cliff and thought, wow, this is ledge and dairy. Hey there, John. Glad to have you here, and that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them.